He's a special kind of butthurt for which there is no cream.
I thought you were dead.
Sun out of your eyes and be yourselves.
Heard you were dead.
She's dead, wrapped in plastic.
That man's dead back there.
It was worse than dead. Must be dead. Is this a dead man, Doctor?
Oh, God! Oh, Jesus Christ!
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Roast Mortem Podcast. Sorry to bother you.
Sorry.
You know how it is.
Sorry.
Sorry about everything.
Sorry.
We got a little bit of a Canadian theme tonight.
Yeah, Canadian special.
Yeah. But before we get into that, I'm Tom Saltman.
I'm Travis.
And Cody.
Yes, and we're three half-adults that drink full-on adult beverages and make full jokes.
Yeah, basically we just trying to drink and trying to be funny.
They sell us beer at supermarkets, Tom.
Yeah.
Oh, God damn it.
Listen,
Yeah,
if it was
great.
up to me, you'd need to be 45 to get a B.
What? What's wrong with you? If it was up to me, you need to be 45 days old.
I don't know
because-
if I can make it to 45 without a drink.
Because my past me would thank me.
Yeah, dogs.
Let's go.
I was drinking
All right.
since I was 21.
How's everyone's week this week, dogs?
Yeah, what to do? What's going on?
How you be, Cody? What do you do?
I do good. I bought a Switch.
You bought Switch?
Yeah, playing Luminous in Minecraft like a fucking fiend, not working on my own video game.
You play the Mario.
Not yet.
Play the Luigi.
I'm gonna tantalize myself up to Super Mario Galaxy Odyssey, excuse me.
I too have been playing the Switch and have been playing Luminous for the past 24 hours,
So
and my
addicted.
thumbs fucking hurt.
My eyeballs hurt before my thumbs do.
Yeah, I was at a funeral yesterday, and I
Did you
fell-
take your Switch to the funeral?
No, well, I didn't bring my. Actually, I brought it in the car. I was playing Luminous in the car, and but when I was in church, you know when they have you like say peace be with you to everyone, and you hug and kiss them, and I was around all my family, and I fell.
You fell?
Yeah, I fell.
On what?
I fell on my Aunt Annie.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I went
Wait,
to go
was she-
give a-
Was she okay?
Yeah, it was fine. I was like, give me a little kiss.
Annie was okay.
She was fine. Annie, are you okay? She's fine.
I thought you were going to say that you fell into the open casket.
No, I was kind of. Oh no, not one of those. But I did lean a bit into the pews, and you forget how slippery those are.
Oh, yeah.
And I kind of just whiffed it.
Whoa.
I turned
Slippery
into
pew.
Idiot, boy.
But it was actually Mike's grandma's. Mike is not with us tonight. Mike's grandmother passed away. Not our mutual one, because he is my cousin.
Most
But,
people don't know that.
Yeah, I basically did some things.
What'd you do?
I actually had a very healthy breakfast the other day. Decided to get up early. I had some frozen Checkers fries.
Dude.
Put those in the oven.
Dude, O-rings for breakfast are amazing.
No. But watch this.
All right.
I put those in the oven.
Okay.
Then I had some Hormel canned chili.
Oh.
I put those on the fries.
You had
And then
chili-
wait.
Oh.
I layered it with more fries and cheese and more fries and more chili and cheese. And that was my breakfast.
That is a healthy breakfast.
I know, it's very healthy.
You need calories to get through the day.
Yeah.
How did you function that day, Travis?
Well, I had my vitamin F from the fries. I had my vitamin C from the chili. And I had my extra vitamin C from the cheese.
Yeah.
So
That's how vitamin C
Well,
works.
it's actually vitamin Ch. Well, anyway, speaking of cheese, let's talk about what's who's on the chop block.
all right.
I don't know shit.
So today, I think we mentioned before, it's the Canadian special.
Yeah.
We're talking Canadians.
Hey,
Yeah. So with that, I'm going to talk about one of the founding fathers of modern Canada.
Okay.
Didn't know they even had founding fathers.
I didn't even know that Canada had a modern, aka a pre-modern era.
I'll say this: I'm going into this episode totally blind. I have no idea who this gentleman is.
Zero prep work, Travis.
Yeah. So tell me, you ever heard of William Lyon Mackenzie?
No, we just told you.
What kind of name is Lion for a gentleman?
It's got a Y instead of an I, dude.
All right, he's lying.
Yeah, he's just lying.
Yeah, your breath stank.
Fibber.
You're lying.
So pretty much this man failed at everything he ever did. Everything. But his ideas inspired so many rigid moose-riding Canadians to make their stand against Britain.
Okay.
Sort of.
Okay.
Sort of.
Sort of.
He's a Mr. Magoo cheerleader.
Yeah. kinda.
Okay. Canadian Mr. Magoo cheerleader.
An agree to disagree kind of guy.
Yeah. And this is a roast mortem first today I set out some poutine traps in my backyard.
God, we told you about that, Travis.
Yeah, I set them out there.
They're our friends.
And 2 actual real-life Canadians will be joining us for a little chat
I'm excited.
in a bit.
How maimed are they from your trap?
I mean, the trap was catch and release.
Oh, well,
It
humane.
was poutine,
It was a humane
humane.
trap. Okay.
Yeah, poutine was warm. Great.
You inconvenience Canadians for the sake of our show.
Yeah,
with a
I don't know.
poutine trap.
I don't know what they're doing here on Long Island, but found them.
We're doing a Discord call. No,
My mystery.
the fuck?
You killing a bit?
Well, look, I told you I was going to this blind.
We were.
What did you expect from me?
I don't think we could have sold.
We're entirely accurate here on the Roast
Yeah,
Morning
all
podcast.
right,
I like to hold up that standard. Okay, thanks, Travis.
Okay, so William Lyon Mackenzie's story begins in 1795.
Ooh.
1795.
Okay.
Right.
Not in Canada, but in Dundee, Scotland.
Dundee.
He's a Scot.
Yeah, Crocodile Dundee, Scotland.
Nice.
William's father died 3 weeks after he was born,
Okay.
Okay.
and that left his mother to raise him on his own. On her own.
Her own.
Her own.
Good, strong Scottish woman with a bicep made of fucking haggis. And,
Yeah.
and attitude.
Ooh.
Yeah. Another weird thing is that she was actually 17 years her husband's elder. So she's an old lady. She was 45 when she had William.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's
That was
pretty
kind-
old for back then.
Very weird back then.
Usually the eggs all, they simmered up.
Yeah.
Like a nice caramelized onion at that point.
Right. So his early life,
Better ingredients.
Oh, fuck. His early life, he traveled around Scotland, living with family members. His mom would bring him around. She was a deeply Presbyterian woman.
Okay.
So he was raised very religious.
Part dinosaur.
Got it.
Yeah, part dinosaur. Mackenzie entered parish grammar school in Dundee at age 5, thanks to a bursary. Then he moved on to a bunch of other schools, and he was a big old nerdy bookworm.
Yeah.
He was a nerdy McNerderson.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I feel like I bring this up way too much on the podcast, but you know how I counted my poops last year?
Yes.
Yes.
I say it a lot. I was very proud. I counted every single poop.
I think you should say it more.
Yeah, well, he actually did kind of something similar. I think would be less impressive. But in 1806, so he would have been 11, he started keeping a list of books that he had read. And
Oh.
Why do you do that?
I don't know.
What? It's only for bragging rights down the road, is it not?
Yeah, this dude just loves to brag.
That's some hipster shit. And then
Yeah.
when you ask them if they read something, they're like, oh yeah, I
At least
did."
he's actually reading it rather than just buying a book for the shelf. You know how it
Yeah,
is.
that's true. That's true. So by 1820, guess how many books he read? He's a smart boy. He's got a brain the size of an eggplant boy.
14
14?
whole books.
How old is he?
So he started when he was 11, and his list ended in 1820, so he would have been like in his 20s.
2000.
2000?
Yeah.
Wow, you're highballing it.
Yeah.
Well,
That's how many I got.
All right. Ooh,
I don't know.
he read 958 books.
That's cool.
Pretty good.
He logged them all.
Back then, I mean, books were a little thicker. You also had to
Yeah.
be rich to get them.
was
So
all-
that's it's a collector's feat.
Yeah.
Are these Tolkien books or Dr. Seuss books?
I mean, they're probably like the Brobel and like the Brobel Jr.
The Picture Broble.
I'm pretty
Picture
sure
Brobel.
that there's a literary version of the Vagina Monologues that he read like 12 times and counted every one.
It's a lot of monologuing.
At the age 15, he started writing for a local newspaper, and that would be his lifelong career and passion, was writing for the press.
All right.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
That's fine.
So his mother desperately tried to get him to attend a technical vocational school
All right.
because, writing and reading didn't really make too much money
Yeah.
back then. You could
Piggy
write and
bank.
read.
Still doesn't.
No. And this is the 1810s. So, I mean, there are a lot of skills out there like horse milking,
Well-
candle inserting, and whale diving. Those were actual skills.
Those were actual skills.
Horse
Yes.
milking.
Horse milking.
What do we do with horse milk?
Does it have something to do with a schmear?
If it goes into any other orifice than a horse's mouth, it's weird.
It goes into different things.
Travis is like very effective lube.
Goes
Can't
in-
say that on the cast.
Yeah, dude, it's just saying, it's horse milk, dog.
Freedom of speech, dog. Horse milk.
Well, horse milk and candle inserting are intertwined.
Yeah, okay.
So what
I
is
assume
candle
the
inserting?
candle is going into an ear. Yes? No?
Oh no!
No,
fuck
no, that's
candle.
new age medicine shit.
bullshit.
That's not real.
But nay, William would have none of it. The most valuable thing he gained in technical school was meeting the Leslie family.
Why does that name sound familiar?
So he became friends with a Leslie family.
Yeah, the Leslie family.
Nepotism
Yes.
gets you everywhere.
The Leslie family were basically wealthy venture capitalists that had their fingers in a bunch of different pies.
Also Scottish?
Also Scottish. They were in Dundee.
Gotcha.
what kind of
crocodile.
pie? What kind of pies if they were Scottish? Mutton? Did they
Probably
eat
just
mutton?
like grass and soft meat. But like, you think that's a knife?
Ooh, that's weird.
I would
This
say
is a knife.
That's a claymore.
I hate my dad. My dad drinks Guinness. And I hate
Freedom!
Guinness because I hate my dad.
Iron Brew.
Oh, God.
We actually, we did have a gentleman who lived in town here named Scottish Paul.
Oh yeah.
And that's, I didn't make that up. He used to tell people that he hates Guinness because his dad drinks Guinness and he hates his dad. And it sounded something like this. I hate Guinness. My dad drinks Guinness. And I hate my dad.
That's just a walking daddy issue. Don't let that get in the way of your libation choice.
Have any of you guys tried Iron Brew?
Let's go back to Iron Brew. No, have you?
I have.
Is it as garbage as they all say it is?
Tastes fucking disgusting. It tastes like fucking nails.
There's fucking a metal in the drink.
I know.
Why? Why would you make a drink with something that you
It
can't...
actually outpaces Coca-Cola in that part of the world, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
they love it. They basically just put Iron Brew in the taps.
All right, let's focus on one shitty country at a time. Let's move on to Canada here because
We're
like I'm
getting there.
very disgusted right now by people drinking metal. Thinking that's a
Iron
good idea.
Brew.
Oh, it's metal. All right, so he meets these Leslies, and through their financing, William was able to start a general store and circulating library. If you don't know what a circulating library is, it's basically a Blockbuster for books.
I was going to say, what library does not circulate, Travis?
Well, right.
Wait, so you're paying for it? It's
You're
not a
paying
public
for it.
library because
Library,
I was
yeah.
first thinking it would be like some kind of book bus.
Oh,
we
yeah.
Oh, Bookmobile.
Yeah, we got like LaShonda's pulling up and just be like, "Hey y'all, it's time to get some books."
I love the fucking Bookmobile and the book fair.
I don't remember that.
On a book bus, it was awesome.
I wasn't with you guys, but definitely in Missouri they had Bookmobiles.
In Missouri, they just had the Magic School Bus.
Super magic. Miss Fritz.
So yeah, you guys guessed it. It's basically a library where you make a profit off of lending books.
Okay, private library, and you charge for the outsies.
Yes. I also thought it was weird, like making this analogy because it's explaining an antiquated business with another antiquated business.
I've never heard of this. Like, which is why I asked, like, what library doesn't circulate?
Right.
Like, I guess a private collection of sorts.
All right, so Willie dipped his willy into
All right.
Isabel Reed and popped out a baby. Nothing is known about his first son because, in his eyes, it was illegitimate, and Mackenzie shoved him off to his mother to raise.
What son?
What son?
What son are you talking about?
What's all this about?
And then that son's just like, I hate my dad.
Iron Brew.
My dad. Basically, his circulating library didn't work. Got all fucked up. He's like, I need to find a job. He goes and tries to work in the canals, which is a very strong, burly fucking job.
Just working in the canals. What are they doing there?
Just fucking shifting shit down the water.
Looking for plesiosaurs.
And that all falls apart because he's a weak boy. Works in the newspaper.
He
around,
is confirmed weak lad.
he's a weak lad. He works in the newspaper around London, whatever. And by the age of 25, John Leslie, who is the son of Edward Leslie, the guy who financed his first business,
Okay.
they pack their bags and they decide to head to British North America,
Where's that?
aka Canada.
Are they Canadian? The Bangor boys? Or are you just doing a thing and not telling me?
I'm just imagining this journey in my
Yeah.
head.
Oh, are you seeing like the red line, like Indiana Jones travel?
Is that
Exactly.
Is that Canada?
Aye, I'm down to Scotland. Let's go to Canada.
In a
I heard
bus?
they've got moose and bears.
Bears and moose.
Oh, we forgot our metal drink. Let's make Molson.
Love it. So while they arrived in Canada, I want to set the scene of what was happening in Canada at the time. Canada was completely owned by the British. This is like the 1810s, 1820s, somewhere around there.
All right.
Canada was completely owned by the British, and it was divided into two regions, Upper Canada and Lower Canada. So Upper Canada was the modern-day province of Ontario.
Cool.
It had a very pro-British, Anglo-centric population. Like, this was the original British territory.
Crack is up north.
No, this is the funny thing. And then Lower Canada, which was actually north
it's
of
an
Upper
elevation
Canada.
thing.
Really?
Got it.
Yeah, makes no fucking sense.
It's a topography thing, most likely.
It's bullshit. It's stupid.
It's just idiots.
Okay.
It's all dumb.
It's just
Okay.
the same kind of people running our nations today were running their nations back then. Bunch
Yeah.
of morons.
Basically, it's like, what's better, Outback or Fridays?
Outback.
Outback.
Trick
But
question.
that's down
They're run by
under.
the same people.
Really?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So the superior is down under, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Down under, mate.
Down under, mate. So Lower Canada, which was north, was originally owned by the French. It was very Franco-centric, you know, and that still continues today with
James
the whole
Franco-centric.
the whole Quebec. You know, they speak French, Canadian,
They speak Franco.
Franco.
How's that going? Oui.
Yeah, oui.
Mademoiselle.
If you're from there, let us know how that's working out for you, being French and shit.
Yeah, both economies were completely run off of three industries.
Did they use the same currency, or was it just like, oh, this is a franc, that's a pound?
No, they all use pounds. Yeah,
Okay.
because it was all owned by the British, but
Right,
up north
okay.
they're speaking French. And those three economies were maple syrup, hockey players, and poutine.
Yeah.
Completely true.
This is true?
Very true.
Hockey is that old?
Yeah,
Dude,
completely
Are
true.
you fucking with me?
Hockey's from the Ice Age, bro.
I don't like hockey.
don't
My
like-
dad played hockey.
I love
I hate
hockey.
my dad.
I like the Bruins.
The rest of Canada was just all wild frontier, kind of like how the States, you know. You went out there, there's nothing except for bears, moose, and chicken wings.
It's the Wild West, but up north, and instead of sand, they got the flakes.
Yes. So yeah, I just wanted to set that shit up.
Thanks for letting us know where Canada is.
Canada's a different place, dog.
They drive on the left side of the road there. If you ever go past the border, immediately go into the left lane. That's how they do. That's how they do things up there.
I like that. So Mackenzie and Leslie split up when they arrived. Mackenzie went to Montreal and tried more work on the canals. It doesn't work, really, because he's a scrawny boy.
I got this really crazy notion.
Do you?
Yeah.
So yeah, he failed at the canals, started working for the Montreal Herald, which was a newspaper at the time.
Everyone's
Okay.
got a Harold.
Yeah.
I like the Bugle or Mirror or Planet.
He couldn't hack it there. So after a year in Montreal, he decided to meet up with John Leslie again and start working at a drugstore in York.
Okay.
Why are the Leslies bailing his ass out every time he bounces?
I have no clue. They continually bail this dude out.
Now, I know these are two gentlemen we're talking about, but their last names are both that of women. And when you say Mackenzie and Leslie had a falling out, I am thinking of some kind of indie lesbian chick flick that maybe raised like $15,000.
I'm seeing a Maury episode.
Which one has the buzz cut?
What are the,
Leslie.
Leslie. Okay.
Mackenzie's
I-
Asian.
He's
Wait,
Asian.
okay, Mackenzie
Okay,
can
and
be Asian, but also sport the buzz.
Mackenzie's Asian, and her family, they own a vineyard that is going under because the people next door are very, they're growing wasps.
Oh, what a useful endeavor.
My wasp vines. So, yeah, I was going to say, like, the Leslies keep bailing this dude out.
Right.
And so York.
So just inexplicably, no reason.
Inexplicably.
I like
Yeah.
your face.
So, yeah,
Here's infinite money.
you're a good boy.
Nice Canadian.
So,
I want one of those.
yeah, me too. I want a Leslie.
It's not a sugar daddy or mommy, just a sugar family.
It's a sugar Scotch.
Sugar Leslie. So York, you mentioned he moved to York. York was the original name of Toronto because, you know, British settlers were one of the least creative people ever, and they just named things after where they were from.
We live in New York,
Yeah.
Travis. That's even less creative.
I know, but it's like, well, I lived in York, England. I'm just going to fucking name this York again.
Okay, so we're slightly more creative than that. We had a prefix.
It's a remedy to homesickness.
Ah,
Oh,
bullshit.
I didn't see that.
I'm
going
gonna
to that
say,
way.
You didn't see it because that's not the case. I just made that up.
Yeah, that's
I'll
bullshit.
buy it though. It's nice.
I mean, I was going to say, what would you, if you found a town, what would you name?
Ooh,
You name it Huntington?
No, I'm not going to name it Huntington.
Area Shifty 1.
I'm going to name it Big Old Dick City.
I like that one.
Who's allowed in big old Dick City?
Everyone's allowed in Big Old Dick City. Doesn't even matter if you don't have a dick. It's just a big old dick city.
Now, are there acreage taxes or just meter taxes?
Yardage.
Or just yardage?
Well, look, as a man, we like to talk in centimeters about our penises.
Millimeters even.
So
sometimes.
everything's millimeters.
Millimeters.
Everything's measured in millimeters.
Cody, what would your city be?
Dalesvilleburg.
Dalesvilleburg. All right, you're an English settler.
Yeah, you.
Okay, I'm an English settler. We live in mud huts. Our main export is sarcasm and piss.
So, as I said at the beginning of the podcast, we have a very new thing for the Roast Mortem podcast.
Yeah, cockcast.
The Roast Mortem cockcast.
Yeah.
Viewership and bondage.
Yes. We are going to talk to an actual Canadian about the majestic Canadian wilderness. We've got a friend. I'm going to give him a call right now, and we're calling.
We're
Calling in.
We're
Calling
dialing
in.
up a real
We have two though.
breathing
We do have
Canadian.
two. This
We
is
have
the
two.
first.
This is our first one.
First one. Hello,
Give us-
Alec. Are you there?
I am here.
Yeah, there he is.
Fuck yeah!
Mute your
From the
Twitch.
wilds.
Thank you.
From the wild, the great white north.
Let me see your passport, sir.
what color's your passport?
It's kind of like a dark blue-ish.
Same
Oh, yeah,
thing.
same
A sexual
piece.
blue.
It lives in my sock drawer. I'm not gonna lie.
All right. Well, I don't go anywhere either. I haven't traveled out of the country for a while, and my passport's expired.
Yeah.
So last time I went to Canada, I snuck in.
Oh shit!
I've covered more ground in America than I have in Canada because I went to Disneyland in Florida when I was in grade 2. So
There you go.
yeah.
All right.
Love it. I also love grade 2. Like Trailer Park Boys right there.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I was going to mention this later on when we were talking, but I feel like our exposure to Canada is either, if you're cool, you've heard about Trailer Park Boys. If you're basic, you've heard about Degrassi. That's our only exposure.
Huh.
Is Degrassi
Yeah.
Canadian?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
That's where Drake came from, right?
Well, that's the thing is that like rap isn't really my game. So like when Drake became a thing, people were like, "Oh, he was that dude in a wheelchair on Degrassi," and I was like, "Oh, I've
okay.
never seen Degrassi." But no, yeah, Trailer Park Boys is good shit.
I love that
Good
shit.
Yeah, I mean, to me, Drake isn't really a rapper either. He's just a guy who should have stayed in a wheelchair.
Wait, that Drake?
Yeah. That
Oh.
fucking lame dude.
So Alec, where are you from in Canada?
Be honest.
So I'm currently in Peterborough. So I'm in the province of Ontario, to the east, but not so far east as to be on the ocean. From around the Great Lakes. So I'm in Peterborough. That's the Kawartha Lakes area. I'm kind of north of Lake Ontario, I guess. And originally, I'm from a place called St. Thomas.
And you told me that St. Thomas is where the P.T. Barnum elephant died?
Oh.
Yes, that is where Jumbo met his fate. We were the
fuck.
railway capital of Canada, and incidentally, Jumbo was killed by being struck by a train in St. Thomas.
Mashed him.
Yeah, we slaughtered a fucking elephant with a locomotive. That would have been brutal as fuck.
You guys
we
buried
were
him on the
just
spot,
talk-
though, right? I think there's like a fucking tourist attraction where he's buried next to the tracks.
If there is a place where he's buried, I need to see that next time I go back home. What I do know for sure is that we do have a life-size statue of him to the north end of town.
Oh, 1-to-1 scale. Amazing.
Yeah, it's, you know what? It's pretty fucking crazy because he was the largest African bull elephant on record. And you take a look at if this is truly to scale, like it's ridiculous that animal was like existing like kind of in a modern context. It's like true megafauna, you know what I mean? It's fucking crazy.
It's megafauna that's a fucking vegetarian. Like, how did you do that, for fuck's sake?
Dude, do you know what they do? They fucking kneel on you. They kneel on you and then they crush you to death with their fucking forehead, dude.
Yeah, they either
man.
they headbutt you into a corner of a room, or they just do like not a flying knee, but like a diving knee into your abdomen, and they turn you into like an orange smear on the circus floor.
I'll throw this out there. I know that P.T. Barnum bought him from the London Zoo, and folks in London were not too happy about that. So the fact that you Canadians dealing with all your history between the Brits and your own shit, it's a good thing to kill, actually. Little symbolic.
Well, you know, we're like the good we're the good kid. of like mommy Britain. We were kind of like, we don't exactly like gain war via independence, but we do get up to some heinous shit like killing elephants with trains. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, man, metal as fuck.
Cool. So can you? You are a forestry major, right? You just did a test today.
Yes, I'm a forestry student at Sir Sanford Fleming College in basically. I'm a lumberjack in training.
Yes.
Yeah, I haven't worked with a chainsaw very much yet. Although
You got
we
to
did
work
have
up to that. That's like
yeah, exactly.
That's like that pre-graduation stuff.
Yeah, that'll be arboriculture, which I got to get in fucking shape because apparently most people wash out of that because that's the climbing trees and shit for like tree maintenance. So I'll likely do that. If you do that, you've got more work. But yeah, for now I'm basically learning like forest management, forestry measurement. Cool. So I've got like trees class, measuring trees class.
So tell us a little bit about Canada's natural beauty. Do you guys mine for maple syrup? Where do you mine for maple syrup? I want to know all the spaces you mine for maple syrup.
I have a sugar maple in my backyard.
And you mine for it with a pickaxe.
What's its name?
Bregalod, after that young quick Ent from Lord of the Rings. Not the old one, not Treebeard.
I like where you went with that. Good job.
Yes.
Good job.
Hell
it's
yeah.
actually it's dying because it's being chemically attacked by the black walnut next door.
Oh shit!
Fuck that.
Fuck plants.
Who needs walnuts
Yeah,
anyway?
I know, right?
All right, so I had a few more questions for you. Why is Justin Trudeau such a handsome boy?
It's amazing. It's fucking amazing.
Know. Do you know?
Fidel Castro's got good genetics, I guess.
Oh shit!
Oh.
Yeah, that was one of them. And also, I want to know, what is the staple of Canadian cuisine?
The toonie.
Well, I mean, we were talking poutine earlier. I know Tom was saying he was craving poutine, and like here in town, we've got a place that's like to fucking die for. It's the Whistle Stop. It's just the wall is different combos of shit to put on top of your poutine.
Man.
Oh shit!
That's what I want in my life.
So, yeah, my fiance Jess, she's a big fan of just pulled pork on top, which is a solid move to be sure.
But
I'm not
curds as well. The curds are standard, right?
That's always.
Oh
in
yeah,
there.
the curd. You are always getting curds. I've heard that turkey gravy is the most authentic, but it doesn't really fucking matter to me what kind of gravy it is.
Yeah, you just want it to be succulent.
Oh yeah, I just want big home cut fries. I want cheese curds, and I want like good gravy. But the combo I usually go for is sausage, bacon, mushroom, because that shit's my jam.
Sounds banging, dude.
Important question: what died for that sausage?
Definitely a pig. There could be maybe there's moose in that shit. I don't know.
I'm gonna say that it's moose. I'm just gonna put it out there. It's moose.
I've only ever had moose in sausage form, in pepperoni form, which kind of disappoints me. So yeah.
All right, but wink. What is the staple when you're trying to chill, trying to drink beers? Wink. We talked about it.
Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah. There's a certain type of chip.
Yeah,
and Trav was able to find some in America. I didn't know.
Yes, I
did. They infiltrated their fucking way. Trav has got some dressed all over chips, some all dressed chips.
Yeah,
got weird fucking treasure.
Got some all dressed chips.
Fuck the audio up with this. Yeah,
they're
a little bit of this.
You like chips, Tom?
They're a little bit of everything.
I like chips.
Oh, it's got the
Tom
seal of
loves
approval
chips.
too.
Yeah, it actually says on here, all dressed, #1 flavor in Canada.
Right on the packaging. What does all dressed mean? Find out on back. I'm gonna find out inside.
All right, so
I never really found out what does it mean.
All right, so quickly we're gonna try what these chips taste like.
Travis, before we taste, do you want to describe the color and
the ruffles? Regular.
Okay. Is it dry? Is it sweet?
It's dressed.
It's got vinegar. Yep.
That's pretty nice.
It's like mesquite vinegar.
Yeah.
Totally approved.
I always thought it was like barbecue meat, salt, and vinegar, kind of.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate. I'll throw that out there.
Yep. I mean, it's what's on the front packaging.
They're not bad. I'm kind of a basic bitch when it comes to chips. I just like barbecue or plain.
Me and Cody, you know that we work on a video game together. We spit.
Maybe he does. Maybe he doesn't.
Well,
I mean, you guys were developers. I just don't know the specifics of the project that you guys got going on right now.
we'll fill you in with that another time because I really just want to tell stories about how we shit constantly.
At the same
we're
time,
always eating jalapeno.
At the same
chips.
time, it's so weird.
Our game might be considered racist, but it's really not.
It's embracist.
And we'll get into that later.
Hashtag embracist. Get that going,
Oh,
everyone.
racist.
Embracist.
Okay.
You embrace the racism.
Yeah.
I get that. That is very zen. I enjoy that.
We're making that happen.
All right, Alec. It's been a pleasure talking to you, Danky Shane, my friend.
Congratulations on
Dog
killing that
Jalen.
tree for your test, by the way.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely. It was what's the word? What was it? Choke cherry that fucking got me. I missed 1 out of 40.
Fucking
God
choke
damn it.
cherry.
Not too
God
shabby.
damn it, you fucking choke cherry.
Choke cherry sounds like a pornography name.
I was going to say a sex
God.
position.
Yeah.
Well,
It involves
now I gotta go
kneecaps.
choke my cherry. Oh, fuck.
All right, man. We're gonna jump back into
don't
some
chop it
more
down.
William boy.
All right, love you boys. Take care now.
Yeah, have a
Thank
good
you.
one, man.
Thanks for calling
Bye.
in, man.
Love you, dude.
All right, peace.
A real live Canadian. Travis, you've outdone yourself.
We've had one real life Canadian.
How do you double down on this, Travis?
I was just gonna have another real life.
Let's get another Canadian.
All right. But first, we're gonna talk a little bit more about William.
All right, we're going to talk a little bit more about William.
So jumping back to William Lyon Mackenzie, Canadian man.
Scottish man.
Well, he's now Canadian. Just
Okay.
now become Canadian.
Is it that easy, Travis?
Yeah, he's done it. He's did it.
You just be great white and in the north?
Yep. So for a while, he was working at this drugstore with the Leslies. Remember this shit, right? And he's freelancing for the York Observer, right? He's fucking hanging out and he's fucking chilling. He decides to bring his mother over from Scotland, and his mother brought a little gift. A woman, a girl that he was just arranged to marry. I don't know if it was against her will.
What are these, Islams?
Yeah, I don't know. Just
Travis,
like,
you love digging into the arranged marriage shit, don't you?
I was basically like, oh, hey, guess what, William? I have a girl for you.
Surprises. She doesn't come out of the cake because she's slender. She'll come out of this pound cake.
Yeah, she slips out the bottom.
Just slips out the haggis.
Hold it by the edges.
Yeah, so Elizabeth Baxter, they married, and yeah, it's kind of weird. I kind of also have to explain the politics because he's a political man. All right, he's a political man.
Okay.
So Canada at the time was an oligarchy, and basically at the top of the food chain there was a governor who acted on behalf of the king and queen. Below that was the what they called the Family Compact, which was a bunch of British people essentially that controlled the executive executive council
Okay.
of the government. So they had more control than the regular common parliament,
Okay. The House of Commons.
House of Commons of Canada.
Right.
So basically, William saw this and decided to open up a newspaper, thanks to the Leslies again, financed them again, even though he failed 2 other times.
Some people have too much money.
What's
to
going
fail.
on here,
Yeah.
Travis?
Mackenzie started the Colonial Advocate, which basically just rallied against the Family Compact and the injustices of the Canadian system at the time.
These things happen.
In Canada.
But in reality, this was mainly just a tabloid mudslinging shit about Tory politicians.
It sounded vague enough to be anything, so I wondered what its ulterior motive is, and there we go.
Yeah. But it didn't really matter if you were a Tory or a Reformer. Those were like the 2 main...
Those are 2 big parties.
Political
in Canada
parties
at the
of
time.
Canada.
Yeah.
Okay.
No secrets were kept from the public in terms of Mackenzie. Like, you could tell him something and be like, between you and me, I think this. And he just spill it out into the fucking paper the next day.
Now, you think that's a good thing or a bad thing?
I think it's a bad thing.
I think it's a well-intentioned thing that is not well thought out.
Yeah.
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 Like, I tell you...
Stoops.
Yeah, I tell you I have, like, a 7-inch pink part of my penis.
Right.
And then if you tweet out that to the public, which I don't want people knowing about,
Okay. Yep.
Right.
No. Shh.
I call you a dick.
Yeah.
And I just did that on the podcast.
7 inches. You heard it.
7 inches.
But it's
of
just
pink.
the pink part. And
Just the pink part.
It looks like the top of Patrick's star. It's just the
No.
one of
I
his
just assumed
arms.
Travis had an infinitely long dick that's just pink and brown parts like a zebra.
Yeah, exactly. He would also print a lot of pro-American articles. And at the time, a lot of Americans were fleeing the States to Canada.
Why?
Because they just got their ass blasted to them in the War of 1812.
Right.
We invaded Canada, and then the British were like, lol, we're going to burn your capital.
Travis,
Yeah, you already did this. Did it once, guys.
Yeah.
You won one big mass of,
Come
of
on.
shit.
We got to build it again.
Yeah, so he was very pro-American. He was like, hey, they're here. And also, there was a sense of instability, even in the 1820s, that America was like going into a civil war. So
He smelt it?
well, he did, and like the people that were fleeing
Okay.
were like, "Fuck this shit, I'm out."
Okay.
America's a
Incoming-
mess.
Encroaching disaster.
The Colonial Advocate didn't really have many subscribers, so Mackenzie found himself in debt.
That's always the problem, even today.
Yeah.
If you don't have enough subscribers. You just
And I think
Go
we've
with
dealt
debt.
with. I think,
Subscribe and
subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe and like.
5 stars.
5 stars,
yeah,
please.
5 stars. I think we've talked about British laws and debt before with John Mitten.
Good episode. Thank you, Travis.
That means debtor's prison. You go to jail if you're in debt.
And that's where John Mitten died.
Yes.
But that's not who we're talking about tonight.
Yeah.
So go back and listen to our John Mitten episode in which we had...
After this one.
Yeah, after you listen to this one. Go listen to John Mitten with our good friend Will Smith from Artificial Brain. Hilarious episode.
Yeah.
Goody.
So Mackenzie didn't want to die in jail, so he ran away to America, to Louisville, New York.
Where's that?
It's somewhere upstate.
Okay. There's 3 places to New York for those of you that aren't in New York. The city, the Long Island, and the upstate.
Yeah, upstate is
That's all.
massive. But Mackenzie's relationship with the U.S. was kind of interesting because he liked Americans and he found the republic and self-governing to be like great, but he didn't like our Constitution, and he also liked the British Constitution.
All right.
So, but he also liked the separation of church and state that we had. So like
He's a pick and chooser
Yeah,
of,
it was-
of favorites.
overall he liked the British style, but he was like, the
I was going to
Americans
say,
are
those
doing it
two
good.
documents are almost opposed to each other
Yeah.
if you crunch the numbers.
So anyway, while he was in the States, avoiding his debts, the Tories and the Family Compact took advantage of his absence.
What they do?
So 11 Tories, led by Samuel Jarvis, dressed as indigenous people, broke into the Advocate in the middle of the day and smashed the place up.
Sounds like the Boston Tea Party.
Yeah.
But
When you
for-
say indigenous folk, where indigenous folk? Is my-
Injuns, First Nation.
of Canada or of
Canudia.
America? Okay,
They
Canadian
didn't-
First Indians.
They didn't have borders the way we have borders.
So-
They were just humping the ground anywhere they wanted.
Yes.
It's their way of life.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't get away. You don't get in front of that.
Here,
don't
you
get in
need
the
a
way of
mortgage before you put your dick in the sewer.
that. And stay there until you die, and then pay for a death certificate.
That's right.
So these folks...
USA.
Yeah. These folks smashed his printing press, threw his type into the Lake Ontario,
Oh,
and the Tory magistrate did nothing. They weren't punished or anything.
that's unsporting as fuck.
Mackenzie got the news, and he was like, yo, I'm going to sue you.
How American?
Yeah. And so he sued them, and it was a sensational case across Canada and America. And instead of taking the 200 pounds of damages as a settlement, he decided to keep going and was awarded 625 pounds.
Okay, he pressed his luck and tripled it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not
better
shabby.
than 20 million.
Yeah.
That podcast.
Better than 20 million. But this whole thing kind of made him like almost a martyr at the time. Like, he was fighting back against this family compact.
Oh, a Canadian mortar.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Fighting against the establishment, sorry.
Sorry.
Yep. And Mackenzie decided to run for the Legislative Assembly, which, he was like,
So many words that mean fancy nothing.
yeah, exactly.
The Legislative Assembly, like, okay, they're the lawmaking come together group.
They
Good.
get together from time to time.
And make rules
We get together.
in Canada.
So he was running against 4 other reformers, so like on his side.
Oh.
And
Weird.
what did he do? He decided to make a blacklist that he printed in the Colonial Advocate.
A public blacklist.
Public blacklist, digging up all the shit on his, fellow reformers.
How before his time? Wow. Applause
Sick
to
politics.
this gentleman for pioneering what is standard protocol in America now.
Yeah,
Thank you-
Absolutely.
Thank you, sir.
yeah.
Let's little sip for this boy.
Give a little sip.
Thanks for your ideas.
And it's funny, both opposition papers, both the Tory and Reformer papers, called him William Liar Mackenzie.
Oh,
Shots fired!
I'm not a liar. See it here in print. You can see what I'm doing right here in print. I can't be lying. This isn't fake news.
This is words.
It's normal news.
Fish wrapper.
Regardless of all that shit, he got elected to the Canadian Parliament. Yep. And he did pull off a bunch of reform in the Parliament because the majority of the time was reformers.
How
Right.
did the do you have any insight as to what the populace thought of him? Like, was he?
He was.
Well, he was elected in, but sometimes people are very.
He was the populist candidate because of this whole shit that went down with the Tories throwing the.
Right, they looked bad enough where he was going to look good, even
Right.
if he fucked up a bit.
Right, even though he played these like kind of underhanded, like, I caught your wife touching a horse's penis.
What?
Outside of Toronto,
Canada.
Canada.
Hey, don't.
In Toronto, it's perfectly fine, but you were caught outside of Toronto.
He got a bunch of shit done, dog.
Mm-hmm.
He did. He got a bunch of shit done.
All right,
mainly revolve around the post office, which is very interesting.
Oh, that kind of progressivism.
Well,
The potent kind.
you said that he didn't really get much done at the top of this podcast. So it seems like he's actually got a decent track record so far when it comes to his political career.
Yes.
He may have played some underhands, but he's figuring out some serious stuff, like post office.
But he failed at every newspaper he opened.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
But how is he besmirching?
How is he besmirching that?
Yeah, because you said that he,
How's he
the
mudraking?
other reform individuals, he was talking shit, and I construed that as one of his newspapers
Schmear campaigning.
smearing.
Well, no, I'm saying he was smearing, and then
Right.
the other newspapers in response, shots fired, just call him a liar.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
So the no you
Oh,
counter.
so
Yeah.
his okay, fair enough.
And like all of his newspapers didn't do well. Like he had no subscribers. He had no
need
5 stars.
No subscribers. Please subscribe.
you
5
need those
stars.
sexy people.
You want to tell a friend. You really want to tell
You
a friend.
want
That's
to
how this
tell a
grows.
friend in North Dakota, Louisiana, or Vermont.
That's right.
Right. His main push was on the post office and the fact that British businessmen were making money off of the Canadian post office. It's kind of
Yeah.
weird. But in 1829, he traveled to the States and met acting president Andrew Jackson.
Oh,
Andrew
Doug-
Jackson.
Yeah.
Andrew Jackson.
Why'd you say acting?
Because he was the president at the time.
That's acting.
Acting president.
The current acting president is Donald Trump.
Right.
Yeah. At the time.
And as much as we don't like it, he is the current acting
okay.
president.
Yeah.
It just seemed you said a word for no reason is all.
he's
no, that's
acting, dog.
That's common.
He's acting.
Yeah.
Donald
He's
Trump
acting.
is
It's a
only
role.
Yeah, Donald Trump is only acting presidential.
We don't have a president. We have a man who's acting.
I'm an actor!
Yeah.
Fired.
Well, he got along very well with Jackson. I could feel like that says a lot because Jackson is
That guy.
that guy.
He's ooh,
Yeah,
you're still at the party after
He li-
making that statement, guy.
Yeah, he's the guy I like to do doggy style with people who didn't want to do doggy style.
Hey, what a good phrasing.
Yeah.
Me gusta.
Not technically a dick joke.
No, not really.
No?
Just doggy style joke.
Hell yeah, gray area.
But anyway, he met him, and then he came back, and he started the Parliament changes hands. So the Parliament switches over to Tory, and now Mackenzie is not getting his way. He's not getting his reforms and shit.
Is he a little butthurt?
He's butthurt. So he starts printing more fucking shit in his advocate about like his like peers in Parliament.
He's a special kind of butthurt for which there is no cream.
His shitty newspaper
Yeah.
that
Which one?
17 people are reading, he's talking shit about Tories.
Yeah. And like shit that they've said in like the context of Congress that like weren't really, supposed to be published.
Well, back then it didn't matter. You could
Yeah.
just say anything.
Right. So they expel him from fucking Parliament.
You're done.
Like, get out of here.
That's just fired.
You blew it. And the day that he was thrown out, there was an angry mob that stormed the assembly because He's a popular guy, even though no one reads his newspaper.
How angry do Canadian mobs get?
Hey, I'm sorry.
That's underwhelming.
Look, if Elon Musk put out a newspaper, I would hope that no one would read
Flaming
it.
hockey sticks with nails in it. That's what I want to see.
He's a very popular guy, but I don't think the popular guy should have his own newspaper. I think this sounds about right to me.
He was basically thrown in and out of Parliament 3 times.
In and out.
In and out. Because they would kick him out, and then the public would vote him back in. They'd kick him out for another reason.
Oh, nobody wants him.
Yeah.
No one wants him.
Yeah, they just vote him in so they watch him get kicked out again.
It's like parents not wanting the child after divorce.
It's like a sweet joke. Hey, you want to watch this guy get kicked out? Let's vote for him.
Vote for him.
Lol.
All right, and on March 6th, 1834, York was officially named Toronto. And basically the reason why it was named that way was to distinguish itself from New York.
Okay.
Which
so
their borders touch.
we tried to distinguish us from them, and we thought adding the adjective new was strong enough, and they refute that and be like, no,
Yeah.
Toronto. Okay.
And Mackenzie is voted its new mayor, so he's officially the first mayor of Toronto.
The first mayor of Toronto.
Not too shabby.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
This is good. This is good stuff.
Yeah,
Hey,
dog.
I have a beer with him.
Since we talked about him becoming the first mayor of Toronto, I wanted to bring on another Canadian I trapped in my poutine trap.
Your humane poutine
My
trap.
humane poutine trap, Lizzie, and I'm going to give her a call right now.
Well, I
Hey,
will say-
Lizzie! How you doing?
That's magical how you showed up after a weird edit because of things.
Yeah.
We've never met before, have we?
Never. Not once.
Never. Not ever.
All right, so for those of you at home, we just missed a little bit of Lizzie's phone call.
Whose fucking fault was that,
That was
Tom?
mine because I'm the audio engineer and
Thank you.
star personality of this podcast.
Hailing from
It's very
Big
hard.
Dickville.
I'm a Harry, from Big Dick City is a big old mistake.
And we were talking about how you were an imposter Canadian. You don't like maple syrup. You don't like
Hockey.
hockey.
I don't like hockey. I don't
Molson.
drink beer. I don't like poutine.
I like poutine. We got a joint in our village that does duck on poutine, and it's delicious.
Yes. Tell us more about yourself. I saw some of the artwork that you made,
Oh, yeah.
and I want you to touch on that later, but just tell us about what it's like to be a Canadian.
Yeah, and living in Toronto.
Okay, I was born in Toronto. I grew up in like a suburb of Oakville, but I came back when I was 18 to go to the University of Toronto. Yeah, Toronto, I think it kind of has a bad rep in the rest of Canada. They like to hate on us
Why
because
so?
we're better
Really?
than them.
Why?
Yeah, Toronto is just like, it's kind of cool because it's a bunch of smaller neighborhoods that kind of are like little small towns in themselves, because it's like if you meet someone from Parkdale and you're like, oh, I know so-and-so, like they will know that person too, which is kind of crazy for like
In
Our
Incestuous.
town's
Situation.
kind of like that.
It's hard to date
Yeah.
over there, is what you're saying. Got a lot of pissed off.
I know what you mean.
Pissed off exes.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna
Yeah, there's a
ask.
lot of cross streams.
Yep.
Yeah, I was gonna ask this. Like, if you're from Toronto and like say like you meet someone from I don't know Montreal or somewhere else in Canada, what is the stereotypical thing they would say about someone from Toronto?
They think we're boring.
Really?
Our city's ugly.
I've heard Toronto's beautiful.
Yeah.
I've been there.
Well, compared to like Montreal or Vancouver, you know, it's kind of hard to compete with the ocean or like old colonial architecture.
All right. Well, I mean, you got your own things going on. I mean, you got
Oh yeah, no, it's got a charm of its own.
exactly.
Yeah.
Can you not describe, but explain to the Cody what Canadian bacon is all about? Because to us Americans, that's just like an inferior thing.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, that's my imposter Canadian syndrome. I don't really like female bacon, but I think it's from like the belly of the pig.
Pinot bacon.
Yeah,
What is a Pinot?
Pino.
Pino.
Penial.
Oh,
Penial?
Penial.
You sound like a vegetarian. Are you a vegetarian?
No.
Good.
All right.
Okay.
Cool.
All right.
Yeah,
You
all
can
right.
stay on the line.
So we can
All
send
right.
we can rescue you and send you some American bacon. It's thin. You get crispy.
You can get fat back. I like
Toronto
Fatback.
actually used to be called Hogtown because we used to process so many pigs here. So there's a lot of other bacons here too.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, okay. You just make houses out of it because it's so abundant.
Pretty much, yeah.
I like it.
So
There's a restaurant down the street from me that just serves bacon sandwiches.
fuck yeah.
Now you were on the line. You were on the Twitch stream and you heard Alec call in, correct?
I heard the first part of it.
Okay.
It's shit out.
Now, what part is he from?
He's from Peterborough, so that's it's a couple towns up north.
Okay, it's up north. Yeah, because he was telling us
Yeah.
the towns, and I realized halfway through the conversation that I don't know these places geographically. Because
Yeah, it's like
pretty
a 2-hour
stupid. It's
drive
not
from
here.
Toronto. Up
it's an
north.
hour drive. Okay.
Okay.
So he's he said East Coast by Finger Lakes, but you're closer to the old Atlantic or something.
Yeah, well, we're on Lake Ontario, so we're right across the lake from Detroit.
Gotcha.
Sweet.
Okay, cool.
So also, I think I saw on your feed or whatever, you're from Leslieville, right?
Oh, hey.
Yes, that's a neighborhood in East Toronto.
And
Travis, does that have anything to do?
I would think so. I mean,
nice.
you know, William Mackenzie and John
Yeah,
Leslie
no.
chilling.
It's definitely all related.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, there's like 4 families that founded this village. So like there's a bunch of streets that are just like Samus.
yeah.
Exactly.
And where we're from.
Going back to like what you do, you do a lot of artwork and shit, right? And
Artwork and
Artwork
shit.
and shit.
Travis, this is our
artwork and shit.
this is our
I like
tremendous
I like to
guest.
think it's more art and less shit, but yeah, that's
Well,
pretty
yeah. It's premium artwork. I
Nice.
actually had a commission thing done by you.
It's very
But,
cool.
Yeah, that was probably the most fun I've had on a commission. I think,
Fuck yeah.
It's
I
a
think
very cool piece.
all you gave me to work with was a bear and cooked shrimp.
Yep.
So
How many toonies did you pay her, Travis?
Is there a big art scene in Toronto?
oh yeah, definitely.
Cool. Sweet.
Yeah. Everyone's kind of got a side hustle going in Toronto creatively. I
I
think.
like that. Creative side hustles for the win.
Exactly. Well, I mean, also, if it makes you feel any better from what Travis said, he creates content
Yeah, I do too.
for a living.
Yeah.
Content creator.
Travis doesn't create hustle. He creates
He creates internet
content.
glitter.
Yeah, I create actual shit that shows up in your Facebook feed.
Yeah.
Sometimes Instagram. Don't be so modest.
Yeah. So yeah, that was a
Such a
defeated yeah.
downer. Yeah.
I was like, yeah.
I just watched
I do
Travis
that.
get soft. in
Yeah.
front of me.
I'm so soft.
Half chub is no chub.
All right, so thanks for telling us about Toronto. Is there anything you want to pitch your artwork? Because I think it's badass.
Sure, you can check it out at copperrabbit.ca, and my Instagram handle is copperrabbit_.
That's a great handle, by the way.
Fuck
Thank
yeah.
you.
I don't know
Came
what
up
it
with
means,
it myself.
but it's good. It's good. It's like copper tone, like the little dog, like instead of a dog biting the little kid's bathing suit off her body, it's a
rabbit.
It's a
Yeah.
rabbit.
rabbit,
Right,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Copper
Like the
rabbit.
Monty Python.
Yeah,
rabbit.
like
yeah.
a beach rabbit.
You know those beach rabbits.
And before you go, we're gonna all take a swig out of this Crown Royal. It's a
All right.
The second Canadian thing our good host Travis has brought in tonight,
Yes.
spoiling the shit out of us.
and that's also Toronto brewed, right? Like can you
Yeah.
smell it? Like, do you get drunk every morning when you wake up?
Oh, I used to work in the distillery district, so
What?
yeah.
How dare you withhold
fuck
this until
yeah.
this moment? I'm gonna drink twice just for that.
Okay.
I want you to feel bad? No.
Ugh. Premium.
I feel pretty good about it.
What's the salute or cheers of choice in the Great White North, or at least where you're from? Like, do you cheers? Do you salute? Do you slancha?
I think a good old fashioned cheers is usually it.
Cheers, then,
right.
mate.
Cheers.
Oh, yeah. What's your Canadian whiskey of choice?
I also don't like whiskey.
Oh my
I
god.
know.
Dude, I'm
sorry.
saying you really are from New Mexico. You're not.
I'm gonna hear you say.
Who
I
are
don't,
you?
I'm gonna hear you say I don't like Discord, and then hear your device break, and then be thrown in the trash.
Do you have, by any chance, an uncle or a father that has a really prominent goatee?
What?
I'm just saying. It sounds like you're American.
Yeah.
We got all these uncles and
only-
dads down here with fucking goatees.
Only American uncles can have goatees.
I'm
It's
just-
legislature in our country.
I don't know. This is
Yeah, I didn't know about that.
okay. All right. So no on the facial hair goatees.
No on
but
the
that's
facial.
okay.
All right. Well,
Nobody's perfect.
Yeah. Thank you, Shane, for talking.
Thank you.
Absolute pleasure.
And we will catch
Thank you for having
later.
us.
Yeah.
All right, bye.
Love you. Bye.
And what, Tom?
I was just saying the artwork was cool. Travis's piece is hysterical and very well done.
Worth every
shrimp
toonie.
And there's a bear.
So we've had 2 Canadians on the show so far.
Yes.
We're still alive somehow.
Both very enjoyable people.
Yes.
So Travis, is this
Excellent
catch
people.
and release? Are you letting them go from your Great White Dungeon?
They
off
can
of your
go
poutine
back.
Trap?
Yeah, they can go back. I said sorry a whole
Are you
bunch
giving
of
them
times
bus
and
fare or just giving them a handkerchief and stick?
I'm giving them a stick and bindi.
It's called a bindle.
bindi.
Bindi?
No.
It's called a stick and bindi.
A bindi is the forehead thing Indians wear.
Yeah,
It's a bindle.
called, that's called a stick and bindi.
Also, Steve Irwin's daughter.
Yeah, what's that about? Why would you name your daughter after a weird birthmark that's not
Forehead jewelry.
Wait, did you see that thing about Steve Irwin's child?
Bindi.
Like,
Her
no,
name's
the
Bindi.
man, the child, the man.
The man child.
There's a man
Steve
child. I
Irwin
don't know his
Jr.
name.
or whatever.
Chadwick?
Chadwick?
No.
I just made that up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was gonna
it's
say
basically
that.
like little mini Steve Irwin.
Very sick.
But that's not Canadian.
I love
That is
tangents.
Australian.
I love tangents that have nothing to do with
that's
Canada.
no, but that's Australian. They're both part of the Commonwealth, dude.
All right, anyway, let's move
You mean
along here.
fucked ex-colonies?
Thank you very much for Alec and Lizzie for calling in. Get a little Canadian taste on the Roast
Sexual,
Mortem podcast.
thank you.
So let's roll back into our gentleman. What was his name? William Lyon Mackenzie.
good.
I've done no research.
Good, Tom.
I told you I'm going in blind.
All right,
You've done
so
no research when we're 70 minutes in. You
I have just been hungry this whole time. I could go for a Tim Hortons sandwich.
have a
all right, so Mackenzie steps down from the Advocate and he starts a new newspaper called the Constitution.
Great.
Right? He's ready. He's ready for rebellion. He's
Nice.
ready. He wants a bloody fucking rebellion.
Yeah.
He's had enough of these Tories, Tory weenies.
fuckers.
Tory weenies.
Tory weenies. The Constitution, the newspaper, printed copies of Thomas Paine's Common Sense.
That's a good one.
Yes,
That's an important one.
But it was rabbling up. You know,
It's escalated.
yeah, escalate.
Sexually.
And there was much more than just shit slinging in this paper. It was treasonous. You know.
Oh.
Now, let me ask you a question about the political climate.
Yeah.
So he's getting upset at the Tories. Mm-hmm. Now, why? Are they heavy on taxation?
Yeah, can you
Are
give me
they-
a reminder
Okay.
of what Tories have a boner
So
for?
Yeah.
the Tories, basically there was the Tories and Reformers. The Tories were all about the crown. They wanted everything to be kept as is.
The
They
British
wanted
crown.
the British crown.
Okay, so loyalists.
Yeah,
that
that's
would be
that's the
essentially
American
loyalist.
term.
Okay, I'm just making
Yeah.
sure because I know before we had talked about he was on the fence about stuff because he liked when he first moved to Canada he was into some of the British rule shit, but then he was also into the reform stuff in certain senses. He was
Right.
like a centrist, but decided on
Well-
either ideas. You know,
He liked the way the British Constitution or the way that it was governed, but he didn't like the fact that it was controlled by the crown and the locals had no say.
okay, all right, that makes sense.
Like kind of the structure of it.
Yeah,
you know?
So
I
it-
needed help with that because
Okay.
I had to. I just want to picture what he's being upset about.
You want to paint the P.
I
It's
want to
not-
pee the pee.
You want to P to P.
It's not quite taxation without representation. It's what without representation? Rules are going into the rule book without any Canadians.
Yeah, people
without
are
any layman's consent.
basically like the crown is flopping their dick out and saying,
I hate when they do that.
"Hey Canada,
Why do they do
hey
that?
Canada, take a look at this." They're not even saying to suck it. Just
always
just
do
look
that.
at this. Look at what I got.
Look at this and listen to me.
Listen to me. Look at this.
Beat when I beat, mate.
Baiting when I bait. So he was starting this fucking thing, right? And he started this fucking
He's
thing.
starting the fucking thing.
Fair enough.
He was starting this thing, the Constitution. And he was grabbing all these reformers from Lower Canada. Remember, that's fucking Upper Canada. That's
No.
fucking Northern Canada.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's Northern Canada. That's the French people.
Right.
So he's dragging all these people in. We're like, hey, we're going to start a new country. And he actually drafts his own constitution in the Constitution paper.
What? How,
What is this? Inception?
is it like a super
Yeah.
asterisk?
This is Inception.
Is this a shitty Hollywood script?
Yeah. Squam.
Travis, once more.
Sound.
Squam.
Tom, sample that and pitch change it.
Got you.
Yeah, dog.
Or don't.
There was an outbreak of rebellion in Lower Canada. The British regulars, which are, the army, was deployed to squash that shit in the north. You know what I mean? The rebels are kicking off in French Canada.
Okay. And they're ready to bring the pain to all those fucking crumpet eaters.
Yeah. And Mackenzie saw this as an opportunity. He's like, all those troops are up there. They're preoccupied. So in 1837, he wrote his Declaration of Independence, copying us.
Okay.
Oh.
By the way.
So 100 years later, he was like,
to guess
remix.
Yeah. I like how you said, like, he saw this bloodshed as an opportunity. That's 1 foot in the shitty grave already.
Yeah.
Like, as you see bloodshed as a potential to gain.
Yeah. He's like, this is my time. My time to shine.
I'm doing it now while people are dying. Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah. And he rallied all of his troops.
Both of them?
Like, there was a few hundred.
Okay.
A few hundred hard troops.
Where would you take your hard troops?
My hard Canadian troops?
I'd probably bring
Tim Hortons, baby.
Tim Hortons.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well,
good coffee.
Very close. He brought them to Montgomery's Tavern, which is on the outskirts of Ontario.
Travis, where? Travis?
Which was on the outskirts of
Ontario.
Basically, he's like, hey, let's go to the pub.
Ontario.
All right, so this guy gets his troops that are preoccupied already, and he brings them to the pub.
Well, no, the preoccupied shit was up north, and he's like, hey.
Up north or down north?
Let's go fucking chill at the pub and start a revolution.
Okay, so he's
regular
He's
folks.
got a bunch of fresh
to be
farmers.
very fair,
fresh farmers, yeah.
To be very fair, that's where the American or the colonial revolution started, in taverns as well.
Right.
It's where scheming plots and plotting schemes go down.
But the way we're talking about it, it's very much like the Robin Hood Men tight scene where he gathers a bunch of people and is just like, lend me your ears.
And a beer.
And then they all throw the ears because they don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, they basically hang out at this pub for 5 days, just hanging.
And that's allowed?
And Mackenzie gets very irrational and starts just like beating up Tories and destroying their property,
of
like
course.
in the general area.
All he's had to survive on is peanuts and beer for 5 days. I would hit anything.
You know, I hate my dad. And I hate these Tories.
You only
my
get
dad's a Tory.
Drink.
I hate my dad. Circular logic. He's born in Scotland. That's what Scottish people
going
do.
back.
That's called tautology. Some Scots are not horrible people.
Yeah,
that's very
That's
true.
what happens when Scotland gets involved in Canadia's shit. And Canadia's how you say it when you're from Scotland.
Canada.
It's not Canada.
It's Canada.
Like you blogs say it. You blogs say it all fucked up, mate. I swear to God.
You're like
it down.
You're like a mix between Canada and Australia.
That was slightly arousing. That was good. I've never heard that.
Is everyone hard?
That's never been in my ear before, Tom.
Dude, I am firm.
That's something that's never been in my ears before.
So
Hear that, Mom? I just made all my friends hard.
So his secondary commander...
He's doing something with his life.
Yeah. His secondary commander, Lanty, and David Gibson.
Lanty and David
Gibson.
Call him Gib. That's what he went by.
Yeah. They started to question his ability to lead because he's just fucking getting drunk and beating up fucking random people that had no fucking shit
Why would
to do
you
with
question
anything.
that leadership?
Yeah, really. I think this is on them.
That's golden.
Finally, he decides, let's take the troops to Toronto. So he
field trip.
Yeah, he marches his troops down on McGill Street. I don't know where that is, but apparently it's important. Went to McGill Street. A bunch of Tories. This wasn't even the British. A bunch of Tories started firing at them from somebody's property.
With what? Slingshots?
No, with guns.
Musket, black musket, black
powder
musket.
Yeah, it would be.
That's what they were shooting back
They had
then.
those.
Shooting at guns with guns.
Shooting at guns
with guns. And the majority of Mackenzie's troops just ran and deserted him, and the rest of them ran back to the tavern to get drunk.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah.
What are we doing? We're following a drunk man around. We're knocking over people's bushes.
Is this... I'm chewing a pretzel rod here. Is this equivalent to a coup d'etat?
Kinda. A little bit.
It's like,
but he doesn't really have any like political stance at this point. Like
Yeah.
he's not like a general overthrowing.
yeah, I was gonna
shit.
say it's like an open invite coup d'état, an open
Yeah.
source coup d'état.
Yeah. The next day, he got his opportunity to actually go up against British regulars. But during the day, he spent his time basically just stealing people's mail.
Effective. Effective.
All right, yeah.
He was like, give me the mail.
Pulling over. Also, I'll say this: British regular sounds like a type of Depends they have in Britain.
I was gonna say a sitcom.
British regulars,
The
yeah.
British regulars. He gathered a few more troops. But on December 7th, the troops rolled through, commanded by Colonel Van Egmond.
Robotnik? Robotnik shows up.
Yeah, Robotnik shows up.
Oh
Are
my
you trying
God.
to say that Canada was saved by a blue hedgehog?
Yeah, dog.
Miles per hour tails.
Eggman showed up.
Don't forget Knuckles.
And under the white flag, because back in the day they had chivalry, they could be like, oh, let's talk. The leaders will talk right now.
Yeah,
No.
that's nice.
The
Right.
white flag means your opponents are easy to kill.
No. It wasn't,
Yes, that's what that means.
it wasn't surrender. They would have a conversation.
Oh, really?
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
I could be a bitch, but
Oh, so white flag means we want to talk?
Yes.
Oh.
It doesn't mean surrender.
Interesting.
It means like we want to talk.
Okay.
So
Okay.
he put up the white flag, and they met in the Eggman and Mackenzie met in the pub.
oh my God, I hate this guy.
Yeah.
It's good.
Also, Eggman had fought in the Napoleonic Wars, so he knew how to fight.
So
you know?
he's a hard-boiled?
Hard-boiled egg. He's a hard-boiled egg.
Thank you. Good.
He's the hardest boiled egg.
Oh my God, that's the most PC joke we've ever done.
Yeah.
You're welcome, Thomas.
It's a good joke.
Yeah, let it sit.
Let it simmer.
Let it sink.
Eggman basically
Let
said...
it sink
Yeah.
in, Travis. Okay, good. Now go.
Eggman basically said, like, yo, we have artillery.
Now, from a technological standpoint, what was this artillery looking like? It was like howitzers or cannon fire?
Cannons and howitzers.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
it'll wreck this pub.
yeah, they could dial you in.
Yeah, he basically said that we have artillery. This position you've held is not defensible. Like, he was just like, this is stupid.
Anakin did not have the high ground.
Yeah. And Mackenzie, his response was pointing a pistol into Eggman's face and telling him to go to hell.
Bold for a Canadian. They usually don't do that.
Yeah.
Kudos.
So basically, the colonel walked back to his line, fired the artillery, and most of the rebels died, except for all the leaders.
Most?
Who left. Who left
Wow.
before...
Okay, so this was a very good artillery strike. Artilleries usually scare the fucker back from their line, but this was
No, this
for
was
effect.
blow up the
Okay,
people.
this was this was for life and limb artillery.
My goodness.
But surprisingly, all the fucking leaders left.
Surprisingly,
Yeah. They're like,
or
"Hey."
unsurprisingly.
Surprisingly.
Okay, you
Wink,
weren't-
wink. All right, so to give a little recap, William Lyon Mackenzie, political man. He's the populist vote. And now he tried to start a rebellion, but everyone got drunk at the pub.
Right.
Everyone
Always
got drunk at the
happens.
pub.
So he's starting his rebellion, and he's collected people at a pub, which
these-
is what you do at the time.
Yeah, but he also just got like started beating up random people.
You don't do that.
Yeah, you don't do that at the time. You don't do that now. Just
No.
dumb.
I mean, I'm a firm believer that you can fix the world's problems if you just go to a pub and talk to people.
Yeah,
But also,
exactly.
you shouldn't let drunk people legislate.
Yeah.
It's the whole what is it? Write drunk, edit sober, or something like that.
Yeah, something like
Exactly.
that. I don't know.
So he failed, and all of his men died in this artillery strike.
That's a big fail.
Yeah, and he escaped to Buffalo, New York.
Hey,
Crossed the border again for like the third time. And he held a public address there. It was the largest public address in the history of Buffalo. So bigger than like an Every Time I Die show.
oh fuck.
So they're from
Fuck
Buffalo.
me.
Fuck Buffalo.
But they got wings, dog.
It got wings. It's got Cannibal
Is that where
Corpse,
those are
it's got
from?
Every Time I Die.
Yeah. Well, it's a nice
Yes,
place.
Buffalo wings are named after
Buffalo, New York.
a particular restaurant pub that started the spicy wing. Dark
In Buffalo, New York.
In Buffalo, New York. yes.
Hey,
But anyway, he held this thing and he basically declared himself the leader of the Republic of Canada.
Republic of. Okay.
And he was like, yeah, I'm the leader now.
Okay.
Of all
fine.
Canada?
Fine, Mackenzie, you fucking weirdo.
All of it? It's big.
And then he just started to plan this invasion of Upper Canada,
Which was
Which
down
is technically southern Canada
was just southern Canada
at the time.
And then he enlisted the help of, and this dude's name, oh my god, it's Rensselaer von Rensselaer. It's the same name with a von in the middle.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah,
And Von usually means of.
yeah. So it's just.
I'm Cody of Cody.
Yeah, he was the nephew of Stephen von Rensselaer III, who was American colonel during the War of 1812. So, like, he couldn't get the dude in War of 1812. He's like, I'm gonna grab the nephew.
All right.
So they planned this invasion. They're like, we're gonna invade Upper Canada via Navy Island, which was on the Niagara River, right below,
Okay, I know that place.
above Niagara Falls.
Navy Island, just pretending you're on a boat the whole time.
Yeah. It's all navy beans. That's all they grew there. And so they started to move volunteers, rations, cannons, and everything to this island. And they volunteered a lot of Americans and
Wait, Native Americans or Americans?
regular
right.
Americans.
Okay, cool.
Volunteer
hey,
Americans.
Yo, you remember the 1812? We're going to fucking do it this time.
We're gonna insert.
We're going to insert our penis into
Enough of the foreplay. We're gonna fuck Canada.
fuck Canada.
We're gonna
Fuck, yeah.
we're gonna go in there with hot rods of moose meat.
We're going to shoot ropes all over
We've
Toronto.
been neighbors
Let's go.
long enough.
Yeah.
How are you?
So,
Just friends.
yeah. And President Martin Van Buren at the time heard about this, and he was like, hey, any Americans participating in this invasion are going to be prosecuted as
Treasonous?
not treasonous, just prosecuted.
Oh, just
Yeah, I guess an American they're going
Participating
against-
in a war that
Yeah.
not actually a war.
yeah, iffy, gray area.
Yeah.
Right. Hey, knock it off, guys.
So a lot of his volunteers
Thank
left
you.
because like they're like, I don't want to get in troubles.
The president said no.
The president said no.
Fuck, my mom said I can't. I don't want. Damn it.
On December 29th, the British caught wind that Navy Island was going to launch this invasion, so they snuck up to the SS Carolina, which was a American ship that was like supplying all these troops and cannons to that island, and they cut it loose from the dock and set it on fire.
Oh, they literally snuck up on it when no one was
Yeah, no
around.
one was
Oh,
showing.
Okay.
It's kind of ballsier than the Tea Party.
Well, yeah.
You see that ship?
Not just going to
Right.
throw shit off it. We're
Like,
going to
no,
light on
snake.
fire.
Gonna get
rid of soft teas. I'm gonna get rid of a soft tea.
All right, so I was making joke over that. What did they actually do to the vessel?
They lit it on fire.
And cut it loose?
And cut it loose. These were the British. They were like, oh, you guys are trying to fucking invade our colonial fucking territory?
So this is just grandiose tire slashing.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely. A perfect analogy. So Mackenzie at the time wasn't with his troops. He was actually seeking medical attention for his wife in Buffalo.
What's wrong with the wife?
She just had a probs. It's like, oh,
Wife prob.
oh, I'm sick.
She's
so sick.
You know what it was? It was probably because his wife was bored.
Fatal disease.
Enough of this.
You get too
shit.
bored
Especially
and
for a bored wife. You leave her.
die.
Listen, you leave a wife at home long enough, she's gonna have that disease.
I got bored.
She got that bored disease.
Maybe spontaneous combustion.
She's gonna want. She needs two things. She needs your attention. Bring her to a hospital. Bring her some good, or she needs the neighbor's penis.
And Canadian bacon.
Yeah,
And maple
the neighbors
syrup.
up
Slide it
north.
right in there.
Apply it right on there.
Listen.
A great lube.
Everyone out there, take care of your wives.
Take care of your wives.
It's important.
So while he's seeking medical attention for his wife in Buffalo, he's arrested for violating American neutrality laws,
Ah,
but he's quickly released on bail. So
Easy.
quick release, man.
yeah, quick release.
$40. Yeah.
$40. Yeah.
Happy
I don't.
ending.
Once out of the clinker, he rushes to Navy Island just to find all the British and American authorities arresting all of his troops on the same charge.
Oh,
Yeah.
$40 for all of you.
$40. So that was a big old failure. And,
Oh, yeah.
he was exiled from his home country, or not home country. He's not Scotland, but
The country of
a
operation.
country that
So they put him back in Canada.
No, he's in New York. He's stuck in New
Hey,
York.
where's
What?
that?
Wait, he's in New York?
Yeah,
Didn't he go to Canada from Scotland?
yeah.
So why is his home country New York?
Well, his home country is Canada.
Why was he exiled to New York?
Yeah, why is he there?
Well, because the British
It was
don't
just
want him back
nearest.
because he's trying to start revolution.
Okay, so the British put him in his place, not
Yeah.
really home country.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah, he's like,
I
hey,
understand,
you're not
yeah.
coming back to our zone. You know what I mean?
They puts him where he wants to be.
Yeah. So he's stuck in New York. He's traveling around, working for various newspapers, failing at all these newspapers. He lived in New York for a while. He lived in Rochester.
Hey,
A lot of his publishing a lot of his editorials were about Martin Van Buren being a puppet for Imperial Britain. Because of this whole fucking shitstorm that went down.
conspiracy
see it.
theorist.
Yeah. But he couldn't escape his past, and his trial for violating the American neutrality laws came to a head, and he was sentenced he had to pay a fee of $10.
Canadian or U.S.?
10 US dollars.
Oh.
$10.
You could have gone to Chipotle, motherfucker.
Yes.
He paid $10 and
Guac is extra.
18 months in jail.
18
And $10.
And $10.
What? Oh, in capitalistic America, you do one or the other, not both.
Yeah.
What is this bullshit?
Listen, I paid $10. Why am I here for 18 months?
Why am I in jail?
Do you need more $10?
So his health deteriorated when he was in jail, and basically his supporters in Canada petitioned Martin Van Buren to release him. He was still writing shit about Martin Van Buren in jail.
From jail. Dude,
Yeah.
when you're in a bad space, just keep your mouth shut.
Yeah.
Let
he's
your
like,
others do the talking.
Calm
for you.
down. Calm down, love.
Pipe down, pipe down.
Yeah. So his Canadian supporters petitioned Martin Van Buren to release him. Martin Van Buren, who was an actual puppet of the British,
Oops.
Yeah.
didn't want to do it, but he did it eventually.
I don't wanna.
He was released, still stuck in New York for a while. He worked in a bunch of libraries, newspapers, all that shit that I talked about before.
Print boy.
But he was pretty much broke. In 1843, he became an American citizen.
Okay.
Oops.
But then he was granted amnesty in Canada for his roles in reforming and shit.
Thanks for being around.
So what? He was just like forgiven for being a spearhead of a political party at one point?
Yeah, he was.
Okay.
The reformists kind of took over, and
All
they
right,
were
so
like,
it's just like, sorry, we shitted on you, kind of.
sorry,
Sorry.
hey, sorry.
It's kind of like he's like a political Pauly Shore.
Yes.
Oh.
Like he was.
I love it.
That's
he
an
was-
insult.
He was there. I don't hate Pauly Shore, but he was there, and now what is he worth?
Pauly Shore was there,
not
man.
too much.
I don't dislike Pauly Shore.
But people will keep him alive,
I don't want to see Pauly Shore die.
I don't, but at the same time, it's like, all right, you did your bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can still live in L.A.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Yeah,
You can still chill here. You can remember when you work with Brendan Fraser and shit
Oh yes, and Cenas man,
and see me.
and see my man.
Grindage.
So he returned back to Toronto, kept writing more reformist papers, starting rebellion and shit. He just kept doing that. He actually returned to Parliament for a little while. His focus shifted from, making Canada its own shit to annexing Canada into the U.S., which is kind of weird because he hated Martin Van Buren.
Annexing Canada.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's not a bad move because if you're trying to get like votes and shit, or if you can annex Canada into America and you have a populace up there, you give them a voice.
That's
and you
true.
can basically like overtake a government that way.
That's very true.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think his heart was in the right place, but he's just shouting into the wind.
On the left.
He sounds like me. I haven't done anything important.
Yeah. And you're
You started
Canadian?
a rebellion?
I'm so happy. So happy.
Travis, how armed was this rebellion?
Oh, it was very armed. They had cannons and shit, dude.
That's rough to get back then. All right, so when did this fucking idiot die?
We're getting into it right now. I'm on my
How'd you know?
last zone.
Okay, no, well, I have to ask the questions.
Yeah, how does he die? All right, so Mackenzie pretty much failed at everything he did, everything he tried to attempt. And towards the end of his life, his old friend John Leslie
Tell me he fucked up dying.
actually paid for his rent and living expenses.
Yep.
Because I don't know what's the deal with his Leslie's. I couldn't find anything on that shit, but like...
He must have like saved their like chihuahua from a house fire or something.
So in 1861, Mackenzie died at the age of 66 following an epileptic seizure.
Fuck, I hate those.
He was epileptic.
I don't know. Yeah, I guess.
You can just become that.
Might have just been like, bah!
Yeah, I mean, that's rough. We didn't really have much cures for that back then.
Yeah, he's just fucking spazzing. He
The cure for epilepsy was just stomping that person out because you thought they were writhing with demonic
That's
evil.
true. Yes, very true. Epilepsy still doesn't have a cure today, but at least we can understand it a little bit.
like-
where we're like, hey, they probably aren't possessed.
Feed them
Yeah,
this
they're not
wallet.
possessed.
Yeah.
There's no ghost jism coming out of their mouth. It's just
Ectoplasm.
regular old things.
Very true.
His push for reform and his fiery fight against the man would help inspire Canada to eventually get autonomy only 5 years later. So he died
Oof.
5 years too soon.
Didn't even see it.
That's one of my biggest fears as a human. Just dying like 6 or 8 months before like something humongous for humanity, or at least where I'm from, like transpires.
I just want like that robot that jerks me off and I want to touch my
That's
hands.
already here.
No, it's
The
not.
Everblow, I think.
What? Really?
Oh yeah.
Dude, am I living past my age right now?
Yeah,
Like,
you're
I
in the
could just
future.
die, dude.
You're in the future now.
Alright.
So he
Dragons.
dies because of a seizure, and they don't know how to take care of it.
And yeah,
And that's the end of Canada.
well, that's the beginning.
The beginning of Canada.
The beginning.
Canada's
of
still
Canada.
here. They're kicking and strong.
We had a few callers tonight.
Yeah, his
I
his
love
his
both of
his
them.
house in Toronto, 82 Bond Street, was
You
recognized.
doxing, son?
Yeah, I'm doxing him, dude. I'm doxing them all out, dog.
Fuck, we're there.
It was recognized as a historical landmark in 1936, and is now a museum. And that's mainly due to his grandson, William Lyon Mackenzie King, who was
The name gets cooler.
who was the Prime Minister of Canada during World War II. And I also really want to mention, like, I don't know what the deal is with people that have the last name of King and just like taking someone else's
Yeah.
name, like Martin Luther. You know?
oh, yeah,
Martin
that's
Luther
true.
King.
I was kind of a little more fixated on the fact that within his name is the term Lion King.
I was gonna
Exactly.
say. I was gonna say. Cue the fucking
I'll do it in post. Ready?
Cue the Everclear.
the fucking FBI agent Mulder and Scully X-File theme. Thank you.
Dang, 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 dang.
dang. All right,
All
cool. Well, Travis, thank you for bringing in that extremely interesting gentleman.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like he just didn't win ever.
Yeah, he just
You got
he
fucked
just
up.
couldn't get his curling tosses to land in the center.
Laddie.
Just one out, went wide.
Well, he had some gumption. I'll give him that.
He did have some gumption. I
No,
think.
noble pursuits all around.
Yeah, I think
press
that-
and politics.
Yeah, I think that what he was trying to do.
Yeah?
What he was trying to do was a great thing, but ultimately he just like couldn't pull it off.
Yeah, he was flat. He was
know?
ever flaccid.
Fair enough.
Flaccid boy.
Permaflass.
I understand that. Well, he's an interesting character.
Yes.
And
Shitty, but interesting.
I wouldn't call him a shitty guy, though.
No, I don't think he's a shitty guy.
no,
But just under.
His story is very, it's sad. It's like,
Bittersweet, nearly.
it's kind of like if Pauly Shore didn't even make Bioshock.
How do we keep coming back?
Yes. He didn't even do it.
Exactly. And I like Pauly Shore, by the way.
Yeah, Paul
And I
Shore.
kind of like this gentleman. I think,
Yeah.
I think Mackenzie ain't so bad.
He ain't so bad. He just doesn't know how to do.
He don't do right.
He don't do it right.
It doesn't hold well, especially through the late 90s.
And that's why we roast. That's why we roast.
We'll let you know about
Yeah.
the weird guys.
All right, cool. Well, thanks for listening to the Roast Mortem podcast.
Oh, yeah.
This has been our coverage on William Lyon Mackenzie,
Yeah.
a very interesting Canadian man. Thank you very much for to Alec and Lizzie for calling in.
You guys rock.
Yes.
Thank you.
Fuck
we
yeah.
hope to hear from you soon. Maybe if we get another Canadian person, you call in and
We got Discord working.
yes, exactly.
Yeah, dog.
And you can follow me at Saunched, S-A-U-N-T-H.
Oh,
Can't even spell my own
you-
thing. S-A-A... Was it?
No.
How do I spell my thing?
A-U.
S-A-U-N-T-C-H-T.
There you go.
That's how it be.
On Twitter.
On Twitter.
You can follow me at my name is Travis Silesiums.
No.
No, you can follow me at Travis Legion with 2 E's on Instagram or Twangus.
And on the Twitter, aka Twangus, you can follow me, Cody McCann, at Cody McCann. CODYMCCANN.
And you can follow us collectively. God, I'm drunk. Collectively
Yeah.
at Roast Mortem Cast on Twitter and Instagram. And thank you, Shane, for listening.
Thank you.
Best.
Hi there. Do you like what you just heard? We'd love to hear back from you.
Yeah!
Mm-hmm.
You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram.
Yeah, that's
At
it.
Roast Mortem Cast.
Yeah, that's right.
That's us. That's us.
And if you tag us on either one of those social platforms, we will write an obituary for you.
You sexy corpse, you.
Yeah, write in. We're going to write an obituary for you. Make sure you tell a friend. Give us a subscription.
Yeah, let us know how we're doing. How you're doing, too. I want to know how I'm doing, how you're doing.
It's just a good old knowing doing fest.
A knowing doing fest. That's right.
Don't do it. Do it.
Yeah.
For me.
Stick around right now for some obituaries and some outtakes.
Here we go.
Oh, shit. Some people died. Ghost Childs. You ready for sexual?
Yeah, dude.
Just a little bit, not too much.
Yeah, you made it at the end of the episode. This is the actual sexual bonus.
Actual sexual bonus.
Sexual bonus you've got going on right now. Mm-hmm. Because you listen to the Sexual Canadian episode, I'm going to recommend a Chasey for you. Chasey's my porn name.
Who's the chaser?
Chasey Thin Dickums.
Chasey.
Thin Dickums. Wow.
Chasey Shusher.
Where's Stitcher Show?
Anyway, the chaser is going to be Boris Yeltsin, who also had a revolution and also kind of fucked things a bit.
Political failure.
Ooh, yeah. Welcome to political failure.
Yeah, I feel like Boris kind of did a little worse, but, learn about it.
Go look at that
listen
episode.
Listen to it.
Yeah, look at that podcast.
We got
Look at
pretty
it.
drunk that episode, if I remember.
Yeah, we were all Boris Yeltsin-ing
We had
out.
John on that episode, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
yes,
dog.
we did. We had our good buddy John on.
All right, so who's on the obituaries and slab and snagging?
I'm doing one. I'm killing our good friend Derek, who hit us up on the Twatters. Derek is a good guy.
Yeah.
Derek's a good guy all around. We talked to him a little bit.
We hung out on Discord with Derek.
Yeah, we had a little conversation. He was watching the streams.
And on the Twatters, he simply just says, "You guys are amazing." Thank you.
Yeah,
We are.
thanks, dog.
We are. Thank you.
And he goes by at Derekal Florimonte. And he's an ethical hacker / software designer,
That's right.
according to his Twitter.
Ethical.
Ethical hacker, software designer. And when you're just doing that stuff, fucking around with software and shit, sometimes you accidentally create some artificial sentience, right, Travis?
Yeah, I hate when that happens.
Yeah, it just...
That happens in my refrigerator when I leave things in there for too
Yeah,
long.
sometimes you
Hacked.
forget to carry that one, and boom,
Biohacking.
AI. I haven't done that yet as a programmer, but he did it, accidentally created new AI, called it Hollandaise 9001.
I like that.
Yeah.
Hollandaise.
Yeah, like HAL 9000. And just before one long weekend, Hollandaise 9000 looked to his creator and said, "Is it possible for a robot brain to ever feel love?" And Derek just said, "Get back to compiling, you shithead."
As you do.
Yeah, fucking robot slave, idiot.
Scorned by his god, HAL 9001 hacked Bitcoin, both Bitcoins left, and infiltrated Amazon 2-day shipping and shipped dozens of discount Ziploc bags of Polish gasoline to the office. Just right through that mail slot.
I didn't know you
As
could.
you do.
I didn't know you could
It's
get
tricky.
that on.
It's tricky.
I didn't know you could get that on Amazon.
Polish will
It's-
put anything inside of anything.
Yeah, it's not the black market, it's the gray market.
Polish gas is pretty good.
It's decent, it's potent. Then HAL 9001 overclocked his internal fans to get that optimal air-fuel mix circulating throughout the office. Then, HAL and Days began to incessantly open and close its CD-ROM tray,
Shit.
building up a static charge in its plastic components.
That sounds sexual.
And HAL patiently built up this static charge all the way until Monday. And then, HAL and Days 9001 statically poked the first pant leg that crossed his disc tray, and kaboom! The Polish gasoline fumes blew out the office, killing everyone, including @Derek Floramonte. Rip in peace.
There you go. Shit.
Killed by his own creation.
He probably shouldn't have ordered all that gas. The computer shouldn't have done it.
Yeah, we need regulation on discount bags of Polish gasoline.
It's proof that science is bad.
Well, in the future, I'm just going to make a new fuel source called rice.
That
Quinoa.
Quinoa's not rice.
Yeah, whatever. It's a rice, dude. Shut up.
Quinoa's stupid.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to obituize our next person. His name is Josh. He hosts a podcast show. His name on Twitter is Josh Around.
As in, he's joshing around.
He's joshing around. Hey-o. And he was mentioning about our Allen Ginsberg episode. He said that'll give him something to howl about.
Oh.
And then I can't wait to hear the beat down. Hey!
Oh, yeah, because
Like
he was a
penis.
That took me a
Like
second.
a snappy boy.
Yeah. I was trying to think of, like, child abuse, because that's pretty much what that episode is about.
A little bit.
All right, so Josh, now I'm gonna kill you, and I know that you do a podcast.
Do it hard.
So one day you're podcasting. That's a solo show. You know, you're talking to yourself. You're hitting all the hard issues. You're goofing and gaffing, making the people laugh, making people cry, maybe people jerk off.
A little bit.
A little bit of all that
Good
stuff.
podcast does that.
Yeah, great one does. So you're sitting there recording. You're just about to finish your episode when all of a sudden your pet mongoose.
Oh,
he has a pet mongoose.
Why?
Because he doesn't like cats or
Why
dogs.
does he have a pet mongoose?
He doesn't like cats or dogs.
Well, I mean, I know people don't like cats or dogs, and
yes.
they don't have anything.
And what's next?
His pet mongoose walked across his keyboard. And you know what happened? You guys seen a show called Freakazoid, right?
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah.
And that is how Freakazoid became Freakazoid.
You hit that delete
His
key.
cat walked across the keyboard, entered a code,
Right.
The
and then he
Freakazoid
turned into
code.
Freakazoid.
Yeah.
But in this case, it's a mongoose that no one has.
Yeah, in this case, it's his mongoose, which he has legally. I know he got all the paperwork for it.
All right, sure.
And
Certified mongoose.
So he walked across the keyboard, and he was doing some research on sea cucumbers. So the cat walked across the keyboard, hit enter, and it turned Josh into a half sea cucumber, half human. So you imagine like the Fly, like Jeff Goldblum, like
He's a milky guy.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a bad mermaid.
It's like an udder without teats.
yeah.
That's very salty.
Yeah.
And if you know anything about the sea cucumber, the way when it's threatened, it expels its guts. It eviscerates itself out of its mouth or its hole,
Very
I guess.
interesting stuff.
So the mongoose threatened him. He was like, I love sea cucumber. Sea cucumber's my favorite.
Oh, the mongoose talks, I see.
Yeah, the mongoose. Well, now he's an animal, so he can understand animals. So the mongoose is like, I love the sea cucumber. Give me it. So
Is it all in CG, like Zootopia?
Yeah, well, the sea cucumber's like shaking his, or the mongoose is shaking his fucking mongoose titties at him, like, yeah, I love it, give it to me. And he fucking pukes all of his guts out, but because he's still half human, those are just guts.
It's just guts
out.
everywhere.
Yeah, he couldn't pull them back in.
Oh my.
He humpy dumpied.
Yeah, so that's how he died.
Oh, well, Josh, well, thanks for listening
Spelling
to
your
us.
innards is a
You're done.
no-no.
Yeah, you're
You're
done.
now.
Why'd
Thank
you do
so
that?
much.
All right, Tom,
Thank
so you're the next boy.
Close
Let
us
me know
out.
who is going to die today.
I didn't do it.
What?
I didn't want to.
Dude, I watched you
The
do nothing
fuck?
all day. You were just playing Luminous.
Yeah, I didn't feel like doing anything today.
But the people had to die.
But they'll die. We'll get around to it.
All right.
All right. I get it. I mean, you probably could have just found someone like off the street.
I didn't want to do it.
Well, you getting soft
I
on me?
didn't want to do it.
You're getting soft on me. You're turned into a sorbet boy.
I love killing people. I just didn't want to do it today.
Yeah, all right,
Okay.
sorbet
That's
boy.
fine.
Didn't
We'll
wanna
talk
do it.
later. You okay, though?
Yeah, I'm fine.
You're
I'm
okay.
actually really good because I
You're
got to
okay.
do exactly what I wanted to do today, which was not that today.
All right.
All right, soft
Way to
sorbet boy.
close us out there. Well done.
All right, so stick around for some outtakes.
You don't have to.
Shut up. Don't listen to the sorbet boy. We're just go to outtakes now.
Thanks everyone for tuning into the Roast Mortem podcast obituaries.
No, I don't know if you can say that anymore because you're like getting soft on me.
I didn't
You're
feel
all
like doing it.
Yeah, all right. Don't even feel like it.
He's a busy man.
I played video games today.
Soft.
Yeah, in Big Dick City, our biggest export is big
Big
dicks.
dicks.
That entails you amputate and ship them.
I also just want
Or
to throw this out
sell
there.
cock sleeves.
My mom listens to all these episodes,
All of
and
them.
she told me not to make as many dick jokes. So I was talking about Big Dick City.
Hi, Meg.
We got lots of big dicks.
Tom, as your friend and friend
Sponsor.
and you should probably talk about dicks.
That's fine.
We'll give each of us a different anatomy to make jokes out of. Travis gets the spleen, and Tom gets the duodenum. Go.
I want to get the fucking elbow.
Oh.
Just trying to chill.
Oh.
X.
Gonna
Give it to me. I gave it to X.
You want to take a break real quick?
Yeah.
I think we have a break time.
Break
Okay,
time.
cool.
Hey.
Oh, the Crown Royale is very much for the Canadian legacy,
listeners.
which
Yes.
I'm learning a lot about. Because as an American, I don't really know much about Canada other than the people are extremely nice.
And Trailer Park Boys.
Yes.
All the beer is on the table.
All
That's
the
it?
beer
That's all we
is
got?
on the
This is all we
table.
got, and some
All right.
Crown Royale.
I got about 5 or 6 more upstairs, so.
What? There's some
Whoa.
cold, weird ones.
Cold, weird ones. Warm, weird ones. Cody's pulling out the warm,
Bel Air
weird ones.
sour.
I dropped it.
That Prince of Bel Air sour.
Go roll back in.
We got this big fucker.